Let's move to Balochistan, the largest and resource-rich province of Pakistan, where nationalist movement is continuing. The Baloch have been fighting Pakistani oppression politically and with arms. As Pakistan Army has intensified its operation against the Baloch freedom fighters, they are also facing counterattack. We have a report.
On June 24, a convoy of 5 vehicles carrying Pakistan's paramilitary personnel and officials of spy agency the ISI was targeted by a suicide bomber in Tubad city of Balochistan. The attack, in which a policeman was killed, was carried by 25-year-old female suicide bomber Sumaya Baloch of the Baloch Liberation Army. In a press statement, the BLA said that Sumaya was a journalist and worked for the outfit's media wing for 5 years. It claims that hundreds of Baloch Fidaeens, including Baloch women, are part of Majid Brigade and are ready to wreak havoc on the enemies. The BLA has threatened Pakistan and China to immediately withdraw from Balochistan.
सबसे बड़ा जो एक पहलू है वो एक आज़ादी का पहलू है। उसके बरक्स अगर आप देखें तो ये मालूम होता है कि बलूचिस्तान के लोगों की आवाज़ को कोई सुनने को तैयार नहीं। जिस तरह हम देखते हैं कि बलूचों ने अपने हुकूक के लिए दुनिया का हर एक प्लेटफॉर्म इस्तेमाल किया हुआ है, यानी कि वो अक़वाम मुत्तहिदा में 15 सालों से मुसलसल ये चिल्ला रहे हैं कि हमारे हुकूक को तलब किया जा रहा है, हमारे ऊपर चाइना को बिठाकर हमारी तज़लील की जा रही है, हमारे बस्तियों की बस्तियां मिटा दी गई हैं सिर्फ चाइना को फैसिलिटेट करने के लिए बलूचिस्तान में, और हमारे 20,000 से ज़्यादा लोग मिसिंग हैं। तो ये तमाम पहलुओं को अगर हम देखते हैं तो मेरे ख्याल में यही तसलसल बलोचों को मजबूर कर रहा है कि वो अपने हुकूक और आज़ादी के लिए हर एक हद तक जा सकते हैं।
Insurgency in resource-rich Balochistan has been created by Pakistan, which illegally occupies the region since 1948. It exploits its natural resources like gas, coal, limestone, and much more. In return, it has given torture, enforced disappearances, and killings of the intellectuals, young and educated Baloch people. It has given birth to insurgency, and many Baloch have taken up arms to revolt against Islamabad, especially Pakistan Army and the Inter-Services Intelligence. The Baloch are fighting for their rights politically and with armed struggle. On the other hand, Pakistan Army has increased its cruelty against the Baloch and have been abducting, torturing and killing the Baloch political activists, students, leaders and intellectuals.
Pakistan has always engaged in some kind of human rights violation or the other. If not against its neighbors, then against its own people. You tell me any decade in Pakistan's history where it wasn't engaged in terrorism or slaughtering people. Through the 50s, it was Afghanistan. Through the 60s, it was Afghanistan and Bengal. Through the 70s, it became, the Pashtuns and Afghans in general. 80s too. And then in the 90s, it was Balochistan. 90s onwards, it was Balochistan, Kashmir, and all of that. So they've always engaged in human rights violations, and they've never really cared about it because they get away with it every single time. There's nothing anyone can do about it. Their passports, their foreign passports, the American and UK passports never get confiscated, so they'll never change their behavior patterns.
A large number of Baloch have left Pakistan and settled in other parts of the world. They have been demanding justice by holding protests in front of the United Nations, European Union and other human rights organizations. The other concern of the Baloch is the growing presence of Chinese in Balochistan. China has invested millions of dollars in the construction of Gwadar port as part of its China-Pakistan Economic Corridor project. The indigenous people, especially the fishermen living in the Gwadar, are restricted to do fishing in the area, which has irked them. In past few years, Baloch separatists have been carried out attacks on Chinese workers in Balochistan to show their resistance. The Baloch are seeing no political solution to their issue and have taken up arms to show their resistance against Pakistan and China in Balochistan.